there and welcome to a new video for a blog named Chiro. As you might know, we have a collaboration with Castell Deign.Memory.Craft and also Finding Nana this month, so I have a lot of yummy stuff to play with. I started out with white card base and then I took out the Castell colored watercolor pencils. And you might remember last time I pulled the card together by theme, so I had everything star related, and this time it's all about color because this is what Castell is about. They are all about color and they have very rich pigments and I just love their stuff. I grew up using Castell. I got my first polychromos pencils when I was 10, I think. I just recommend Castell all the time. I think it's a German company. But yes, well, I used the watercolor pencils on a very smooth cardstock. This is no watercolor cardstock because you will see the strokes on watercolor paper because of the texture. So I picked a very smooth cardstock. This is the one that I used for my card bases. It's very close to Nina Solar Weight, but it's a German product. And then I heat set that with my heat gun, and because of the heat gun, the card warped. So it was not about the water this time because I tried to use not too much water, but it was because of the heat gun. And so I ironed my card to have it flat again. I took some paper in the back and on the front, and then I took that to my kitchen table to iron that and get it flat again. And as you can see, this works pretty fine. I love how this turns out, so you can use nearly any cardstock for your watercoloring. Okay, then I picked out this very, very cool stamp from Hero Arts. I have never used it before and I want to white emboss that, so I used my embossing powder tool from EK Success. And if you're wondering why I always shake it before I use it, I had another one once and it got stuck, so it got clogged, so I did not get any powder out of it. Well, I lost it anyway. I just do my crafty stuff at home and I lost it. I have no idea why, if it fell into the trash bin by accident or something. Well, in fact, I got a new one and I do not want to have it clogged again, so I just shake it before I use it. Okay, and then I took out my Castell Pit Artist pens, and as you can see, I'm kind of Castell addicted, really. I have a lot of them. I got this box some time ago, and I also picked some single ones. Yeah, and if you watched my last video, not for a blog named Chiro, but for my personal blog, you might remember that I did some pointillism, and this is what I'm doing now because the Castell Pit Artist pens work so well with this technique. So I took out some blues and greens, and I wanna the round shapes of that stamp, I want to have them colored and shaded by pointillism. And as I said in my last video, lighter colors work better, and this is what it's all about. I did not use the brownish colors, but blue and green, and this turned out so beautiful. I'm so happy how this worked, and I did not use any Copics or any markers before, just the Castell Pit Artist pens. And then I also I always use the darker color first for the bottom portion of that round shape, and then I went my way through different shades. And yeah, I speeded that up very quick, so you can see the whole process. In fact, it looks like I just drew lines. I did not, I really did dots and points. Then I took a warm gray color, it's warm gray 3, to add some shadows to make the image pop a little more. And I think this really makes those stamps and this flowery image stand out. And it's a very light warm gray, and yeah, as I said, I will pull my card together by color this time. So I have blues and greens in the background, blues and greens for the image, and also a pop of red, but this pop of red will stay on its own just to have some more interest. And then I went for the warm gray, and we will have more warm gray very soon. So the focus is on blue and warm gray this time. So when I had drawn all the shadows, I decided not to have a one layer card, but I cut that, I trimmed that to have it popped up on a card. So I took another white card base, and then I took some Finding Nana washi tape, and this is totally beautiful because it has those kind of dandelion flowers on there, so it really works well with that stamp that I picked from Hero Arts. Yes, and I think those dandelions really look nice. I do not create a lot of flowery cards, so this was my chance to use this beautiful washi tape by Finding Nana. Okay, then I popped that out with some Deign.Memory adhesive, and as you can see, I just bought a big roll of that stuff. That's just because I always had a very cheap Deign.Memory adhesive, and the foam stuck to my fingers and it tore apart, and this was not a good quality, so I decided to have some Scotch tape. So this is the cheapest that I could find from Scotch, and I do not want to mount anything to my wall, so I do not need the best quality of that of that tape, but the cheapest Scotch tape is still way better than my cheap tape was before, and it's not 1 cent more, you know. If you buy it's 33 meters. If you buy a roll like this, it's not very expensive. So maybe that might be an idea for you. Okay, then I took out some fog ink from Simon Says Damn because I want to have some more warm grey on that card, and I wanted to have a banner to get to the sentiment on. And then I was not sure, do I want the warm grey or do I want the white or warm, white or warm? So I cut out both and tried out to to have them layered or to have them in single. And then I took out this sentiment set by Hero Arts, which has all of the sentiments that you will use all the time. And I picked a Thinking of You because I think flowers and Thinking of You always works fine. And I decided to go for the warm grey cardstock that I created. And if you want to have matching elements on your card and you do not have the right cardstock, the Hero Arts inks and the Simon Says Damn inks blend so well. They dye the cardstock and it looks like you bought it that way, so I highly recommend that. As you can see, my ink was not dry yet, so I had to dry it first before I could do the embossing. So I dried that with my heat gun. Again, used the EK Success powder tool after I shaked it a little bit. And yeah, then I stamped the sentiment again in Versamark ink. And the cardstock is not that dark anymore. As you can see, it's not the dark gray that we had in the beginning because the ink is dry now and it's smoothened out. And it's just a pretty gray cardstock now. So I embossed the sentiment that says Thinking of You. And then I cut some banner shape edges to this, and I wanted to have it in the front of the card, just spread over the card. And this was why I picked the long sentiment, because I thought flowers and Thinking of You works nice together, but also because I wanted to have a sentiment that's quite long and that can be stretched along the card. Okay, when I had cut the banner shapes, I took out my big roll of adhesive again. And the good thing about the Scotch adhesive, well, in fact this adhesive, is that it does not stick very strong in the first moment, so you can get it off again if you didn't get it on straight, or if you place something that you want to have in that place. So as you can see now, I adhered that sentiment to the front of the card, pressed just a little bit, and then I decided I wanted to have some thread beneath that, so I first added this thread, and I could peel off the sentiment again without having any adhesive showing. And then I pressed it on to my card again, and it will hold. So this adhesive is not too weak. Well, to finish off the card, I took some glossy accents and added that to just some of those round flower shapes. Not on all, but on most of them. And that finished the card. I hope you got inspired and you make a colorful project that is pulled together by color. And if you like my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.